Good Thursday morning, everybody. I'm Dave Furtado.
And I'm meteorologist Jefferson Donovan.
And welcome to KEPR Quick, your latest local news and weather commercial free in about 16 minutes or less. We're going to jump right over to weather because, Jefferson, we have some precipitation possibilities in our area. And already this morning, we've started to see some lightning strikes.
That's right. We have seen lightning strikes already this morning. Now, in the Tri-Cities, we have an ominous cloud bearing down at us at around 7 this morning at the time this is being recorded. We have been looking at numerous thunderstorms through Umatilla County already this morning. We have seen some thunderstorms rolling through Benton County, and this picture in the Tri-Cities, this weather cam in the Tri-Cities, I believe does say 1,000 words. Now, not everybody is going to be looking at, or not everybody will experience a shower or thunderstorm today, but possibilities are going to be region-wide. Looking at our weather headlines today and going forward, thunderstorm chances are going to be arriving today, as we have already mentioned. Some thunderstorm chances are going to persist through the day on Friday, but then we are going to be looking at a calmer weekend. But before we get there, again, we do have some active weather. We'll talk more about the thunderstorm possibilities for today and tomorrow coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. We begin this morning in Yakima. A juvenile is now in police custody accused of shooting and killing a man last week at Miller Park. Yakima police arrested the juvenile 2 days after the Tuesday evening shooting. Jorge Alvarado was shot and killed in the park on North 4th Street. According to documents, witnesses saw the juvenile and Alvarado arguing outside the park, where Alvarado had gone to play basketball with a friend. The documents say the suspect took out a gun and shot Alvarado and then fled. Alvarado died despite life-saving efforts by medics. The juvenile is now being held in the Yakima County Juvenile Justice Center. And a Wapato chiropractor is currently on trial on child rape charges. The doctor was charged with third-degree child rape in January of last year after a 16-year-old claimed the man raped her twice in 2022. He was ordered to not have any contact with the victim or anyone younger than 18. The doctor's license to practice in Washington was suspended by the State Department of Health. And Kadlec and its parent company Providence are facing 2 lawsuits over allegations they failed to protect patients from the sexual misconduct of one of their doctors. The doctor is currently under investigation by the Washington Medical Commission for alleged sexual misconduct. Now, Kadlec is being sued over allegations they knew of the conduct and did not step in. We were able to speak with one of the victims on a condition of anonymity.
He assaulted me. He used his power. He used the facility. He used his disguise as a doctor to sexually assault me that day.
Now, in response to the allegations, Kadlec representatives released the following statement that reads, quote, "We are unable to comment on pending litigation." They add the doctor is currently not practicing at their clinic. And an Ellensburg doctor is facing a felony assault and harassment charges after being accused of attacking a woman in his hotel room. Documents say the man was arrested after a woman called Ellensburg police saying she'd been strangled. The woman stated he had texted her saying if she did not come to see him, he was going to kill himself. And Kennewick police arrest a man they say was driving over 100 miles an hour and pointed a gun at someone who complained about it. They posted this picture after the arrest. They say a 34-year-old man was topping triple digits in his car, weaving in and out of traffic in the area of North Columbia Center Boulevard and West Clearwater when another driver told him to slow down at a light. That's when police say the 34-year-old pointed a gun at that driver. He now faces second-degree assault charge and driving while suspended. And there's new details on the sales yard fire. Hundreds of acres scorched in Benton County, but that's about it. According to West Benton Fire Rescue, an estimated 1,100 acres burned Tuesday afternoon, but no structures were lost, and now the fire is contained. It burned mostly along Interstate 82 and State Route 221 just east of Prosser. Multiple fire agencies responded during the 10-hour fight, including 9 aircraft and 3 bulldozers. And in Walla Walla County, all of the evacuations for the scenic fire have been lifted. There were 3 level 3 evacuations in place on Tuesday for several homes, and barricades in the areas where firefighters were battling the blaze have also been removed. There's no word yet on the extent of the damage. And 3 different Washington counties have been identified as experiencing severe droughts, forcing emergency declarations to assist farmers. In our area, that's Whitman County and any counties that surround it. As a result, farmers in Franklin County are now eligible for emergency loan assistance.
Loan is basically to help a farmer continue farming into the next season. Here at FSA, we're not in the business of making people wealthy. Our job is just to keep you farming, and hopefully next season is better.
Now, farmers have until March 2026 to submit an application, which could help farmers stay on their feet in the event of a poor harvest due to drought. And with that, let's jump right over to meteorologist Jefferson Donovan to talk the weather. I know we do have some rain possibilities, and with the drought conditions we've been seeing, I mean, it's been a relatively dry month. So is this rain going to move the needle on any of that?
Yeah, not particularly. We're going to need a pretty big rain event, or at least some sustained rain to move that needle. Today, we're not going to be looking at terribly widespread precipitation. Everybody is going to have the opportunity for showers and thunderstorms today, but not everybody will be seeing showers and thunderstorms. I don't really expect much, if any, drought improvement because of the precipitation possibilities today or tomorrow. Now, speaking to precipitation possibilities, even this morning at the time of this recording, we are looking at showers and thunderstorms bubbling up in our forecast area. In fact, you can see this pretty big line from Yakima County that stretches through Umatilla County, where we have been looking at thunderstorms throughout the morning. And this is just a precursor of what you can expect as we head throughout this Thursday. Now, before we talk more about precipitation and convection chances, let's focus on temperatures. Highs today will be quite warm. Anticipate upper 90s to low 100s for the Tri-Cities today. Mid 90s will be in store for the Yakima Valley. Low to mid 90s today in the Kittitas Valley, with daytime highs in the low to mid 90s as well for the Blue Mountain foothills. Now, even though these temperatures are very warm, temperatures are not going to be the big story today. Let's talk now about the shower and thunderstorm possibilities on this Thursday. As I stop this afternoon, you can see widespread showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible around the viewing area today, and these possibilities will continue through the overnight hours and even into Friday. We can't rule out some spotty showers and thunderstorms. Now, as I've already mentioned, not everybody will see showers and thunderstorms today, but the possibility will exist for everyone to experience some convection. Now, with the thunderstorm possibilities today, we do have red flag warnings in place across our mountainous terrain in our viewing area for the Cascades of Kittitas and Yakima County and the southern Blue Mountains of Umatilla and Morrow counties. We have red flag warnings in place until 11 p.m. this evening, as we may experience abundant lightning on dry fuel. And of course, this time of year, when talking about lightning events, that means numerous fires could start. And if that happens, resources could spread thin. So we will keep a very close eye on the fire situation, not only for the next 2 days, but for several days thereafter. Holdover fires can start because of a lightning strike several days after that strike occurs. So that is something that we are going to be monitoring really for the next several days. Now, as we take a look at the convective outlook map, this is produced by the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma. You can see absolutely everybody in our viewing area today is under this light shade of green, meaning that everyone will have the opportunity to experience a shower or thunderstorm. As I've already said, not everybody will see a shower or thunderstorm, just those possibilities will exist. And we will see a similar scenario playing out on Friday, where absolutely everybody will have the opportunity for a shower and thunderstorm, even though not everyone will experience that convection. We'll keep a close eye on this over the next couple of days, but for right now, I'm going to toss it back over to Dave.
Thanks, Jefferson. We're going to share some more on Congressman Dan Newhouse's telephone town hall meeting that he hosted Monday evening. Yesterday, we spoke about residents' questions about the so-called Big Beautiful Bill. KIMA's John Franklin shares the answers Newhouse gave about rural hospitals and immigration.
Yeah, we've got a lot of work to do in the state of Washington, and I'm looking at every opportunity I can find in Washington, D.C. to benefit our evergreen state.
Kevin from Tonasket asked how rural hospitals will be helped according to the language of the Big Beautiful Bill.
I just wanted to find out what the plan was for small rural hospitals, seeing as I rely on them, and the medical service that we have going on here.
One of the things that's provided in this legislation is a rural hospital fund. Initially, that's been funded with $50 billion to be spread out over the next 5 years, specifically for rural hospitals.
Representative Newhouse said that he was making sure that Eastern Washington is getting an adequate amount of funding and services, even though it's in the red part of a blue state.
We have our needs in Eastern Washington throughout the state, rural areas for sure, and I want to make sure that we're treated fairly just like every other state.
76-year-old Gerald, who is still farming, asked about visas for agricultural immigrants.
Are you reaching out to your fellow lawmakers on both sides of the aisle, in both chambers, for a rational compromise to counter Mr. Miller's irrational phobia against the hardworking, law-abiding immigrants which at some point in history we all were.
I think that under the Trump administration, we might have the best chance we've had in a long time to get something really positive done for the laws surrounding our agricultural visa program.
For Action News, I'm John Franklin.
KIMA's John Franklin, thank you. And you can listen to more of that town hall meeting by going over to the KIMA YouTube channel. We're going to head over to the Hanford site where they're testing drones to see if they can safely gather data in hazardous areas, preventing workers from being at risk. Take a look at this. They posted a recent video of test flight inside a mock waste tank at Hanford. If the testing is successful, drones could potentially be used to certify waste levels in airlift circulators. Typically, it takes workers to verify if the tanks are empty. Using drones are also expected to come with cost savings for the Department of Energy. And property near the Yakima Air Terminal is being developed into 9 commercial lots that are available for small businesses. The property, which will be known as The Landing, is owned by Thompson Development. They're looking to attract both national and local tenants. The development group has set high expectations and are looking to work with several high-level national chains.
We would like to see, a Chick-fil-A. We would like to see, an In-N-Out, possibly a Starbucks. Some big national tenants.
No businesses have officially broken ground on the property, and Gotti says they'll continue to field calls from businesses, adding they're looking to welcome businesses as soon as possible. We're going to head over to Yakima, where the state treasurer was yesterday night speaking at a local Rotary meeting. Mike Pelliciotti spoke with community leaders about financial education, retirement security, and a range of other topics. KRMA's John Franklin joins us with that story.
This is actually my 90th Rotary around the state, and I love getting around the state, talking to communities, and Rotaries are a great way to connect with community leaders, and we had a great discussion here today.
Pelliciotti has been the state treasurer since 2020, and one thing he is requesting is that the state legislature creates a law to require students to be educated on finances.
And we've had great leadership on this issue by folks actually in central and eastern Washington. Skylar Rude, for example, has been a great leader on this. So is Senator Marcus Riccelli out of Spokane. And I'm going to continue to call on the legislature to finally require financial education in our schools today.
He is also looking at the impacts of tariffs closely, especially for how they affect farmers.
And the fact that we rely so much on Canada for things like fertilizer. Like 70% of our fertilizer comes from Canada, which has a huge impact on our ability for our farmers to keep their costs down. At the same time, they are being significantly affected on their ability to export their products overseas. So our farmers are getting squeezed in both directions right now. We need to continue to highlight that impact.
While his office may be in Olympia, he does try to focus on rural communities across the state.
Part of my background is in rural economic development. So I'm always focusing on ways to improve the economic development conditions around the state, especially in rural communities. And that is one of the things that, part of the reason why I've been so focused on issues of tariffs, but why I've been so focused as well on issues of financial education, retirement security, and all those things that will create better opportunities for everyone in our state.
KIMA's John Franklin, thank you. And Pelliciotti is also looking at the impact of federal funding cuts on the Evergreen State, as well as how to refinance the state budget to reduce debt. Sticking in Yakima, the school board held a meeting Tuesday night where they discussed the financial outlook for the district. KIMA's Aiden Connor spoke with officials about the budget and the recent release of federal withholdings.
The Yakima School District has a very positive outlook on their future budget, especially considering the district's size.
Our budget is very, very lean, especially at the administrative level. We're looking at being in the bottom 5% going into next year, which is unheard of for a district our size. So we're a top 20 size district in the state out of 295 districts.
With the recent release of federal withholdings by the Trump administration, the Yakima School District has a lot more breathing room.
So for the Yakima School District, that meant $3.8 million was frozen. 4 days ago, we were notified that that was released, so that means that that 3.8 is now released. It was allocated by Congress, so we're happy to see the executive branch recognize that and grant access.
If the federal freeze had not been lifted, Yakima would have been at the top among affected districts in the state of Washington.
And so I want to point out, Yakima was the #1 most affected district in the entire state. So if we lost those money, nobody else, we were above Seattle, above Kennewick, so nobody else lost more money than us.
The school district has seen a fairly steady increase in special education population since 2020 and a decrease in K-12 students, with the 2024-2025 school year recording the lowest number of K-12 students and the highest percentage of special education students over the last 5 academic years. Thankfully for the district, the state has recently made some changes.
The state has lifted the cap, so even if we were to move above or over 16%, we would be fully funded, which is positive.
In the district's MSOC analysis, or materials, supplies, and operating costs, it shows that the district has spent $12 million under their total budget. In their SWOT analysis, or strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, the district noted their efficient use of resources was a plus, but also factored in the decline in student enrollment. Reporting for Action News, I'm Aiden Connor.
KIMA's Aiden Connor, thank you. And just a reminder for folks traveling over the Columbia River, lane reductions and ramp closures on the Blue Bridge continue today. Restrictions will be in place so crews can conduct bridge inspections and maintenance work. Expect the northbound right lane and the northbound ramp to be closed from 9 a.m. until 3:30 this afternoon. That's the direction from Kennewick into Pasco. Yesterday, crews took care of the south side of the bridge. And that does it for us. Thank you for watching this episode of Keeper Quick. For more local news and weather, you can head over to our websites, Keeper and KIMATV.com, as well as our Facebook pages. But while you're here, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up with our latest mini newscasts Monday through Friday. Have a terrific Thursday, everybody.